British schools, British universities, British boarding schools. How far? What is happening? What is going on? If you are a Nigerian, I need you to be aware of this thing that is going on now. And the thing they wonder me, I am asking myself a lot of questions. At the same time, I am worried. I am like, how is this possible? How can this be happening? British boarding school, so many of them are now, it's now a scramble. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to use the word rush begging because it's bigger than that. It is a scramble that British schools, all of them, all British schools, they are now scrambling to open schools in Nigeria. British schools are scrambling, like they are rushing, they rush madly. So may they go open branches for Nigeria, make all of them get schools for Nigeria. Nigeria will be a poor country. Nigeria, that is a poor country. All the British schools they want to establish in Nigeria. All. I'm not joking, guys. See, if you haven't seen the articles, if you haven't seen these things on the media, it's because of one thing. Any news that shows Nigeria is doing well, any news that is kind of showing Nigeria is great, any news that kind of like gives positive value to Nigeria doesn't get to the mainstream media, doesn't trend. Any of those news will not trend. You understand? So the news that will trend will be the news that will bring negativity about Nigeria, that will make it seem as Nigeria is nothing good to write home about. It's always the news that will show that Nigeria is not a great country. That one will be the one that will trend. People will share it. Sometimes I blame everybody because if they see good one like this one at the talk now, nobody go share them. Nobody go just even say, let me just copy and share to my WhatsApp group or share to my friends. Let them see what is actually happening. Let's create the awareness, because it has to take a collective effort for us to actually change this narrative and create the positive awareness. The same way we share negative news. If we tell they share positive news like that, a lot will be better. A lot will be better. So that's my work. Negativity not this agenda. No, because I know the city way no good. If I see them, I go say, okay, no problem. I go talk the one way they good, because me, I want to stay on the positive side and promote the beautiful country Nigeria that I love so much, that I consider myself a Nigerian already. Yep. Me now, for my mind, I'll be full-time Nigerian, 100% Nigerian. So anybody that is still looking at me as a Cameroonian, you are on your own. Me, I'm a born Cameroonian, but now Nigeria be my bloodline. You understand? So we will promote it and make sure that we defend this country wherever we can, whenever we can, however we can. That is we don't sign up. We have signed and sealed it. It is signed and sealed. That's what we're doing. So British schools, I have a question for you. Not just for British schools. I have a question for all our African brothers and sisters, Nigerians all over the world. I have a very important question for all of us. What is in Nigeria that British schools are coming to gain? What is in this Nigeria that all these British schools, I'm telling you, from British universities to British boarding schools to British day schools, all of them now I want to open in Nigeria. They are working in agreement with the government. They are trying to see how they can get locations where they can establish themselves. Because you see, one thing people don't understand is Nigeria is one of the only countries in the world that still value education. Yes, Nigerians value education so much. Nigerians will spend any amount of money for education. They will go as far as possible for education just because they want to see their children get the best education. They will, from Nigeria, send children to UK to go and study and pay high fees. Nigerians. They will send children to Australia. Nigerians will send their children to Canada. Nigeria will send their children to anywhere in this world as long as there's good school there. As long as they know that their child will go and study there and come out as a better person. They don't care how much they will spend. Nigerians are the highest people who don't send children to school for scholarship. They pay fully. They will pay fully. They will be in Nigeria and they are paying their child's school fees fully in America, fully in the UK, fully in Canada, fully in Australia, paying everything, paying rent. The child is not working to go to school. The child is comfortably going to school, living in a comfortable house. They are paying for everything. That is what Nigerians do, a lot of them. And so the British, they have discovered that aspect of Nigeria, the love Nigerians have for education, how Nigerians have the drive, how they want to succeed, how they want to dominate, and they have seen it. It's clear, the evidence full everywhere. Because you go to America now, all the top universities, including Harvard University, you will find Nigerian lecturers. You will find that in most of the departments, the best students will be Nigerians. You will find that in most of the sectors, the best students will be Nigerians. You will see how Nigerians are striving all over the place. And you'll be asking yourself, how did they dominate? I always quote this example. There's a university in the diaspora that was graduating students. And all the students in the honor roll, let's say they selected 100 students for honor roll. There are some faculties, there are some departments that all the students that were selected in that department for honor roll were Nigerians. All. And that university is not in Nigeria. A university is graduating students in their country. I think that is in Europe. And a particular faculty, all the students that achieved honor roll were Nigerians. Ask yourself, why won't any university or any body that's investing in education, why won't anyone that is interested in building schools go for a Nigerian audience? Why won't they target Nigerians? They have the money, they have the love for education, they have the money to sponsor their people in the best schools. They have the resources to pay fully and not beg for scholarships. Nigeria know they beg scholarship. They know they beg. I'm not saying totally. We have people in Nigeria who use those scholarships to grow their life. But majority of them, they send their children, they pay fully. So why won't UK come and be begging? Why won't UK want to send all their schools to come and establish in Nigeria? Because that's the new colonialism. Now it's British school everywhere, American school, British school, American school, British, everywhere in Nigeria. You go everywhere in Africa now. That's their new way. They are now bringing their education system to Africa to come and continue, because now it's a pride. My child is going to the British school, the American university, they just bring those names. As some of us, we are still, based on say, we think that when students graduate from those schools, they have an upper hand out there in the world because British curriculum, it saves a lot for them if they have to relocate to the UK, if they have to relocate to America, their certificates and their educational background is kind of like British system, so it's easier for them, which is true. We cannot deny that, which is true. But the narrative is also changing because more and more people are now starting to believe that the best place is not to relocate, is to stay in Nigeria, stay in Africa, and we develop the country together. So people are now coming in that vibe, in that direction. So that's another way of looking at it. However, this Nigeria now that has become the best attraction site for British schools, for American schools, this same Nigeria is the same country they say is the poverty capital. It's the same country that is rated as poor, described as people who cannot survive, described as people who are suffering. So I ask myself the question, the British schools coming, are you coming now for these poor Nigerians to afford? How do you expect poor Nigerians to afford all the high school fees? Because go and find out from anybody, how much is school fees in all these British schools? How much do they pay for all these British universities? How much do they pay for all these British schools around Africa? If you know the school fees, your head go to scratch you. You go to ask yourself a question, who are the people affording this kind of school fees? But guess what? These schools are everywhere in Nigeria, and all of them have students. All of them have. There's no school that has no students. Where are the students coming from? Who are the Nigerians? Why will you not consider them poor? And then you carry expensive schools and bring to them. I don't see British or UK universities saying they want to go and establish in maybe some other African countries. The focus is Nigeria. I'm not seeing them in South Africa. I'm not seeing them running to Ghana. I'm not seeing British universities running to Cameroon or Uganda or Tanzania or Zimbabwe. They are all running to Nigeria to come and establish. And I want to make it clear that we are not talking about Nigerian entrepreneurs who are opening schools and naming them British College of this. No, that we are talking of established British institutes, established British universities deciding to relocate their schools to Nigeria, deciding to move and open schools in Nigeria. That is what we are talking about here. So pay attention clearly. That's where you will understand that there is so much value in Nigeria that Nigerians are not saying. I was on an interview. If you haven't watched that video, go and watch it. I was on an interview and in one of the big media platforms here in Nigeria. They were asking me this question. They were like, what are you saying in Nigeria that we Nigerians do not see? And I was telling them the truth. See, Nigerians don't see the opportunities that are in Nigeria because a lot of them are busy, blinded with the idea of we must criticize this country. Our own is to criticize. Our own is to criticize. Talk down. And then you forget to know that you are talking down. Even if it's opportunity on your nose, you will not see the opportunity. Because your eye, they focus to find problem. Your eye, no, they focus to find opportunity. You understand? So the opportunities are massive. If they were not massive, British schools will not be running. Yeah. If the opportunities were not massive, British school will not be running to Nigeria instead of South Africa. Let's say South Africa is wealthy. Let's say South Africa is not the poverty capital of Africa. Nigeria is the poverty capital. You understand? Let's assume. So why will I carry my business to a poverty capital? I'll carry my business to where I know there's money. So on the normal day, British universities are supposed to be carrying their schools to South Africa. British universities are supposed to be establishing in South Africa, building schools in South Africa, so that South Africans with money can go to the schools. But they know the truth. Say South Africans don't get money to go school. They don't even go school at all. That's why average South Africa, if you talk here, you go wonder. Their English can't be like waiting they use caterpillar grind. It don't make sense. You understand? These people, they don't have educational love. They don't like school. They don't even have the money to afford big schools. That's why even in South Africa, the segregation is really, really like so visible. Because all the whites and the wealthy, their schools are different from where these poor black South Africans go to school. And that is an open evidence. An open evidence that if you are one of those people who have been, you have joined the group of people to criticize Nigeria and say Nigeria is poor, nothing good is coming to Nigeria, you are wasting your time, sir. Because a lot of good things are coming to the country. So many opportunities are coming to the country. So many advantages are in the country. It's just for you to look into the country and see your own, what you can do. And pick one. And, join yourself into the game. Let's move. Let's walk. Let's see what we can do for the country. The way some of us have been doing already. So it is what it is. Your boy Ajay Max on this one again. Smash the like button. Smash notification bell. Come back anytime you're free. Because there's always more beautiful and amazing videos just for y'all. God bless y'all. Cheers.